Whew.
From the top.
Dear heroes, for many days and nights you've traveled. You've carried with you not just the weight of your swords and your armor, but the weight of the burden to which you've been tasked in overcoming the evil upon this cursed island. Every battle, every sorrow, every friend gained and lost has, at last, as the setting sun casts its silhouette over you all, it has led you to the gates of the Silver City. Prestigious cuts of white stone capped at the top of tall and mighty walls by shining silver beams and plates. Ahead of you all, guards in shining metal full-bodied armor, visors down, stand with great spears as you approach. What would you all like to do? And they just be standing there, spears in hand, just
What do we want to do?
I don't know.
I get a little worried about the situation. So, because guards have always been, well, our luck with towns and cities has not been very good for the past bit. So I'll look over at Daniel and I'll be like, how do you want to handle this? Should we be civil? I think we should just be civil.
Definitely just be civil. The problem is, I don't know if they have word of my wantedness yet.
Probably not.
Probably.
It's a big island.
Yeah. Well, I'm wanted on a completely different island, and so
exactly.
If it reached word here, it's probably everywhere. But if you think otherwise, I see no reason to distrust you.
Let's think. Is there anybody? Are we like in a crowd walking towards the guards, like the gate or whatever?
No. So right now, last session, whenever y'all left off, Egan left and went on his own way. And for reference, if you happen to pull up the map, you are right. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that so I'm not leading you wrong. Okay, so if you pull up the map, you are pretty much right on that last red dot in front of the on the left side, in front of the Silver City gate. But it's an open road right now. Besides that, you have Fur Chase over on your left, just down a decent little hill, and it's pretty much open meadows at this point. So it is just you two, and about 100 feet away or so are the two guards.
You mean us three? Because Artie.
What's that?
You said just use two, but it's Artie's with us, right?
Artie runs up behind you guys, catching up finally, winded by.
Good lord, you're fast.
Yes. Oh, sorry, guys, I slept in. Didn't mean to do that. All right, what are we doing?
You guys wouldn't have to have some sort of hood, or it wouldn't really have the horns nor a mask. Never needed to hide myself before.
I have 2 disguises on in my bag.
You think it would help?
That would certainly work, I believe.
And I have a disguise kit, so I mean.
Okay.
I'm really good at face painting.
You're really good at face painting, you said?
Yeah.
That is certainly an option. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, is there like an alley? Like we're far enough away from the guards where they can't like obviously just see us standing in the middle of the road or whatever.
Yeah, you're far enough away, and there are still some like large rocks kind of strewn about this meadow area. So not a whole lot of buildings right now, but I mean, there's, like I said, there's the nearby town, and then there is, you could duck behind a few rocks if you wanted to.
I'll like yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I can disguise you. I can make you look totally different, 100%.
All right. I forgot your character's name.
So
Jed.
let me make
That's it.
yeah, yes, I'm Jed. Let me read it. Let me read it real quick before I start. This pouch of cosmetics, hair dye, and small props lets you create disguises that can change your physical appearance. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to create a visual disguise. So I am proficient in it. All right. I have 2 disguises as well, which I actually have never looked at the rule on that. But can we just? Do you want them to be specific things, or you want it just to look different, basically?
I would say this, Daniel, are you letting Jed like do your look for you type thing? If that's the case, I would say, Jed, tell me what you make Daniel look like.
Okay, yeah.
Tell me what the disguise is.
So we're gonna pretend to be 3 bards, and he is a terrible bard in training. He's a terrible bard in training. And he's gonna basically look I'm gonna put like because you got horns, doesn't he?
What's up? Yep.
You got horns. So around your horns, I'll put laurels. So you look very tame. And then your grumpy attitude, I'll put more makeup on your face so it lifts your face. So you're like always like this. Even when you're like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? So like I'll work on that, and I'll be like, Artie, watch it. Just don't let them get close. But remember, we're 3 bards. That's all we are. We're just a bunch of bards playing music, and we want to eventually play for the king. And then I'll be like working on it.
Wait. Before we continue, what's our band name? In case they ask, they might.
I don't see why this.
And then he'll actually think about it. He'll be like, "What is our name?" Well, and then it'll say something like, I don't know, it's got to have maybe the Goblin Group.
Goblin Group.
So when people show up to look for goblins and it's us, they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Well, it's
and maybe we'll get some goblins.
It's got a ring to it.
Definitely is unique. I can give you that.
Very unique.
Not really good.
It was either that or I don't know, the strings of power. I don't know.
I gotta say the strings of wrath.
And then as I'm doing makeup, I'd be like, I'm focusing.
And while you're doing this, Artie is just kind of like looking around at any kind of inspiration, and he just sees the grass near him, and he goes, "It could be grass in the hoppers." Bless you.
Grass in the hoppers. Okay. As I'm working on his face. That sounds good. Yeah.
If you really think it's that important, we could.
Shush! Stop moving your mouth. Stop. Stop laughing. I literally have to work on this one part, and you'll be done. There. Do you want me to roll for this or something? Like how well?
I was thinking about it. That would be funny.
I think I have to roll. I have to roll.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I won't argue with that. That's fine.
I would say performance.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a disguise kit use.
Yeah.
It just says that I've lost it, but it said that whatever checks it. I'm just arguing that. So natural 20 plus 7 plus 2.
Okay.
29.
First of all, bad points. Not even kidding. It's funny.
I
I'm
somehow get kind of shorter.
great at this.
Yeah. Like the makeup you've put on his face has actually changed like his bone structure entirely. Like you
I'm
did the
making-
shading, the contouring. He looks like handsome Squidward.
He looks like that. Yeah, right. It's like.
You've like accidentally made him really really hot. Like just nobody's business.
I'm really bad at being a
Yeah.
bard, but my looks get me through it.
But okay, well that works.
It's the stupidest face you could make. Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
With that, are we ready to approach the guards?
Yes, and as we're going, we're gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Artie and be like, he's learning how to play, so and so we'll be like, no, B, and I have an extra.
I should say
No,
don't really
I
commit.
know. I had a lute and the other one, a leer.
Leer.
I have. Let me see what I have. I'm not even sure. Yep. Okay. Ah. Oh. It's loading still, so yeah. Let's
Wow.
see. Oh. What happened? Okay, apparently I somehow got. Okay, never mind. Whew, I thought I thought I somehow got logged out of my account. Yeah. Whoa.
Careful blowing on your mic.
Am I what?
When you blow on your mic, you make like a really windy, loud noise.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so which instrument are you handing him, Jed?
The what do I usually use? I use my lute, so the leer.
As the
Okay.
leer.
Gotcha. All right, so
Lyre.
you take it
Or however you say it.
and
Oh.
you take it and you hold it, and your hands are like not quite sure the natural positioning, so you just kind of like rest your arm on it, like you're like, oh yeah, this will pass. It's just a relaxed musician position. Artie pulls out his violin case and opens it, and then he kind of like pauses for a second, and his shoulders kind of sink. He's like, my bow. It got left at the Kotogod's Keep a while back.
Yeah.
Plucking is fine. I can pluck a few things. It'll be all right. Maybe a little awkward, but I will make it. So he kind of pulls out his violin, just does a little doink 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 doink, like just something simple and like, okay, it'll pass. But yeah. Okay, so the three of us approach, and the two guards, their faces are shielded with these, full armor plates, so you just kind of see the slits of their eyes, but they stand at attention and they pull their spears across, making an X across one another. And they go, sirs, what are your business at the Silver City? Do you wish to enter?
Yes.
I realize I kind of asked you two questions at once, so let me recap that first question. What is your business in the Silver City?
We are a band. And he'll just like keep smiling. My name is Jed. This is Artie. And this is Andrew.
Jed, Artie, and Andrew.
Andrew, yes, Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew. I want to have you roll a check on that. Let's
Okay.
see.
Deception?
That would make sense.
Yeah. Let's do a deception check for that, my friend.
18.
18. Okay. All right. The guards kind of look at each other. They're like, yes, we've had a couple other musicians from around the island come to audition, though can't imagine why you would want to. Well,
What do you mean?
Excuse me.
Why wouldn't we not want to?
And the two guards just kind of chuckle to each other. Well, don't act like you don't know who Caesar is. Can't say, oh, we're pretty happy with our jobs. Outside the castle, of course. But I guess he pays well, right?
Yes.
Yes. Anyways, if you can hand me your identification scrolls, then we'd be happy to let you through.
Oh, those. Artie, did you grab them from the wagon?
And he like catches your eye and sees like the look of like back of the eyes, like help me, and he goes, "Oh my Lanta, I believe that the wagon when we were being when we went over that bump
The
when
bump.
we went over the bump
No.
in the in the in the
Andrew,
road."
where's your bag? You were supposed to. Oh,
Yeah, I thought I put
Give
Andrew
you my
in charge,
bag, Jed.
quite frankly. Wow. This is this is an embarrassing situation,
my
gentlemen.
God.
Wow. What do we do about this? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I might have it. Oh, I'm so silly. We have more than that. We are auditioning, but we were actually given a personal invite, and I'll reach in for the orb secretly, and I will ask the orb. You know,
Mm.
it turns into something useful. So I want it to be like a signed certificate that says these guys are allowed. Don't mess with them. I want them here because I've heard them personally. Silly of me. We were given this, and I'll pull out, I guess, a piece of paper.
You hope piece of paper.
I hope a piece of paper, a scroll.
So when you pull it out, you feel it transform in your hand, and you
Okay.
hold it out. Rather than a piece of paper, it's transformed into some kind of a square pendant of some kind with like a symbol on it and maybe some writing. And the guards look at it and they go, "Oh, we see. Well, until you get it replaced, then we can't really let you in. Luckily, Reftil has a identification station. If you want to go check them out, they should be able to help you. But it's a good thing you have your substitution there. You can get in a lot of trouble without an identification card when you're in the city.
How silly.
Happens. But those are the rules, my friends. So until you come back with identification cards, I'm sorry, we can't let you through."
Got you. Which way do we go to get these replaced? It's been a while since I've had to get it.
He said
No, not dying at all.
Just west over that way, go down the hill, you'll find it.
Thank you. All right, men. That way.
All right. So yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to do while you're in this area, or you just want to go ahead and head towards Reftil?
Actually,
Or no, it's not Reftil. I'm so sorry.
not Reptile. Oh,
Furchase.
I thought we were gonna head backwards. Now I gotta look.
Yeah, Furchase. That's my bad. So the place right next to the city.
Gosh.
Oh, I see, right there. Okay.
Yeah.
We were gonna head all the way back here. Okay, purchase is right there.
Let's see. Let me.
Can we
refer to
like
my
pin pictures? Because I'm gonna put it. No, that was dumb.
rentalcourt.com. Wow.
That was the copy and paste from that, but it didn't work. I was trying to look for the map. Where did we put the most recent map?
It's by the
I can resend it if I need to.
Wait, 1 second.
by the
Add
already
bookmark.
wanted poster, I think.
So how do I get to a bookmark? By the already wanted poster, which is
Yeah.
down here. Oh, it's right here. Secrets. Okay, what if I
I'll
smile?
resend it again just because.
As useful, yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can save as. That's what I'm gonna do. Save as. Put it in my fucking stinking D&D file. Excuse me. Be a nice person. Stop cussing so much. All right. So I guess we're going to for chance.
For chance, personnel.
For
For
chance.
chance. For
For
chance.
chance.
For chance.
chance? All right. So, yes. When you arrive at Furchase, it's a decent sized town, and a lot of kind of like log cabin style buildings. Some are a couple stories tall. Most of them are single story, and it's kind of in a semicircle arrangement when you walk in, so kind of a crescent moon shape. But you walk around, and you do see an inn. On your left side, towards the center, you do see what looks to be an identification station of some sort. To the right, there's actually, you see some birds flying in and out of the roof of one of the double-story buildings. It seems to be one of the mail houses. And that's kind of where we're at. There's a few people walking around as it is getting later in the day. It's just past sunset now. So a lot of people are kind of packing up their little carts and kind of wheeling on home with their wagons. You don't seem to get a whole lot of glances as you walk in. People are kind of minding their own business. However, as you do walk in, you pass by on the ground in an nearby, like between a couple buildings, alleyway, I guess you could say. There's a Kenku in there, and he's a ratty little thing. He's got like a bald patch on his head, and he's holding up a cup. He's asking for money of some kind, but being a Kenku, he words it kind of odd. He just kind of goes, "Spare a coin, spare a coin. Here you go, lad. Here you go, lad. Bug off, you creature. Spare a coin." And he just kind of like holds it there, and his beady eyes just blinking. Anybody want to spare a coin, or do you want to continue on your way?
We have plenty of coin to spare. I'll drop. I've got a little bit of gold. I'll drop a gold piece in his cup.
Okay. Clink. And he goes, "Thank you." And that's about it. And y'all go ahead on your way. Are you going straight for the identification station then?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need
Okay.
the
Gotta get Daniel that plate armor.
All right. So you
this summer.
so you
One
walk
man.
in to
Actually,
the
a tiefling.
With a lot of gold in his bag.
Let me make sure I have my pages all laid out the right way.
Radar, search Friday.
I gotta find all my stuff. Ooh.
I gotta find the stuff I'm gonna kill you with.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's all right. Okay, so yeah, you guys walk in to the ID station, which is actually now you notice it is just next to a. I won't even say you walk in yet because I should have said this beforehand. As you are approaching the ID station, you actually identify that nearby there seems to be a jailhouse or police house very nearby at this time. just telling you ahead of time. You guys are in disguise though, so I mean, if you guys are comfortable, you want to go ahead and walk in, go for it. But I wanted to give you guys an opportunity if that did sway your thinking or choice at all.
Is there like a board that's just on the outside, full of like like what is it called?
Like a
Pinboard.
billboard?
A bulletin board. Bulletin board.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. And in front of the police station, there actually is. Yeah.
Do I see my wanted poster?
Perception roll for me.
Ah.
There's a few things out there, but yeah. Let's see.
Natural 20.
Nat 20, yes indeed. You look and you lock eyes with a sketched version of yourself
That looks nothing like you.
The nose is a bit off, especially now with all the makeup on. But yep, you do see a wanted poster of yourself.
You're welcome, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
they want to carry on towards the ID station.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. You open the door and it creaks, and there's actually a little bell that dings just overhead, and pretty average-looking dude, maybe in his 30s, appearance-wise, and blonde hair, blue eyes, comes up and goes, "Yes, sirs. How can I help you? What can I do for you today?"
We lost our cards, our identification cards, and we were trying to get into Silver City, and the guards turned us away. I've never been before, but they said we had to come and get new ones. So we came here right away to.
Yes, absolutely. Let me just get. You caught us right before closing time, but I can squeeze you in. Yes, you tiefling. What is your name?
Andrew. Belly
Yes.
Rabble.
I'm sorry. What was the last name?
Belly Rabble.
How do you spell that exactly?
BELLYRAVEL.
All right. Well, that is a family name if I've ever heard one. Yes.
That's a long tradition.
Yes. Where do you hail from? I mean, are you from the island? I would presume, or were you one of those fortunate folk that actually got to see the rest of the world?
Is he trying to come up? Okay, sorry.
One could say I was born on the road. I'm not sure where my original town was, but I know for sure where I'm headed.
Jed starts playing.
I don't know where I'm going.
That's what
I don't know where I've been.
But I'm gonna hold on.
From the branch of my head. The whole band starts.
And I know what it means.
Here I go again on my own. In regards to your last statement, the man looks at you sort of puzzled, and he goes, "Understood, sir. With all due respect, I do need to have a actual location as your place of residence on this if I'm going to make you an identification card."
Yes. I believe I currently am living with my band currently, so Jed.
Well, where we hail from, this island, of course. My name's Jed Oakbreath, and we're from Tavit on this island. Actually, we've lived here our whole lives.
Oh, so all three of you from Tavit then.
That's where we met Andrew. I don't know if he's from there, but that's where he hails from now, if that's what counts.
That
He's
is
lived
where I
there
met them,
as
and I've
long as I
currently
can
live.
remember.
But it's not. I don't know where. Like I said, I do not know where I was born. But it's
Okay.
where I currently live.
When he looks down at, like, is he constantly looking down at his paper and like away from us?
He's kind of.
The moment he looks
yeah.
away from us, like, and we're bumbling, I'm gonna freaking elbow Andrew like really hard, like that, like bam, like stop talking.
Andrew, do a con save for me real quick.
Yeah.
I want to.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Ben. I changed your character's name for this episode.
It's gonna be a 16.
16.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So you just kind of you kind of cough it off there for a second. All right. So from Tavit, we'll just put Tavit on all of it. Not like it matters these days, really. But I do have to put it down for law reasons. And Jed, was it? What did you say your last name was?
Oak Breath.
Oak Breath.
Mm-hmm.
You're not by chance related to the
Most likely.
the Veltrov Oak Breaths.
Yes. And then I am going to shoot for the longest shot in the world. I believe Telebrand is one of my cousins. Who is his mother? Is M? It starts with an M. Maybe an M? I think I know who you're speaking of.
I recall.
Maybe?
I recall a Maya Oak Breath.
Maybe Maya. It's been a while. I'm so sorry to confuse you, sir. Yes, I do believe I am. Yes.
Okay. Well, small world, I suppose.
Maybe distantly.
Okay. Well, I'll take it. And he kind of asks Artie the same questions. However, Artie actually does have decent, quick responses, as he is. He has been a resident a bit longer than the two of you.
Yeah.
So he just says the name, and he says where
What
he's
does
from.
he say for his name?
What's that?
What does he say for his name?
What does he say for his name?
That's a good question. For the sake of the atmosphere and everything, because in this situation you guys would be together and like the vibe would be different than how we're playing and stuff. Would you want him to make up a name, or do you want him to use his actual name?
I don't believe they're wanted, so his actual name should do fine. The more truth we're telling, the less likely that our lies will be found out. So I would like him to use his actual name.
Respectable. Jed, would you agree with that?
Yes. I kept some truths. The only one I lied about was the frickin' wanted guy over here.
But
I actually have to remember that. Andrew Bellin, what was it? I'm sorry. Belly
Ravel.
Ravel.
Belly Revel. Yep.
Or a.
I should write that down too.
I know. I'm writing it down. Like Jed is like Jed.
Focusing.
Now
Focusing
Jed
him.
Oakbreath. Jed Oakbreath. That is Andrew.
And while
we never
Go ahead.
actually discussed it beforehand. So if Jed wanted to make a fake name, he could, of course. But I'm just wondering. I'm just listening personally.
That's all right. Jed, are you happy with your given name, I suppose?
Yes.
Okay.
I just realized, for the sake of game wise, I did that, Ben. I wasn't. I'll just say this. I was just.
No,
That was sorry that I came up with the name on the spot. Didn't want to force you to I hate the name Andrew. I'll kill you. Sorry. I was doing quick thinking. My bad.
Listen, if they asked me my name and I was on the spot, I would not be able to say one for the life of me.
Yeah.
Like giving names is one of when I'm making a character, The last thing I do is give it a name, and it takes me at least a week.
That's why I was like, I can just throw a name out there, no problems. Good job on the last name though. That was very. I was trying to say Bellingraph because it made sense. Bellingraph, which would be, I don't know, BLLANGRAPH or like GRAFF or something. But I was like, oh, and you were like Belly Ravel, and I was like, fuck. Sorry. Okay, but yeah, I'm good with my name. I thought I should tell a half truth, so I'm Jed. But everyone is only. I've never told anyone my last name.
That is very true. That's very true.
True.
Do you have a real last name? Have we talked about that? Oh, you know what? We talked about it during your solo session, and I never told you, but you told me like I could, like, if you wanted, I could come up with one. I do have a last name for you.
Because we were nobility, and I didn't know what nobility you had chosen, so I never chose a last name.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I literally was just looking. I will look it up officially, but unofficially, I believe it was something along the lines of Goldstone.
Goldstone or something like that. All right, no problem.
Something like that. So we can workshop it later. But yeah, okay, cool.
I don't usually have a last name. I never tell. I don't even say my full name.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Artie, on the flip of that, like I said, he is he's straight up with it, and he gives his full name. It's Artemis Luther Wellspring, and he hails from Lexidar. And
Lexidar.
Yes. And with that, the last question that this man has for each of you is, and what is your current occupation?
Band leader.
I'll say aspiring musician. And you, sir, Tiefling?
I'm currently in training with this great musician here as I'll attempt to play.
The same thing. Just do the same thing.
It does the exact same thing, but it's slightly out of tune.
No. It's.
Let's see. We'll say student. We'll just say student. For that, just to round it out a little bit. There's always time to change your profession, as we know. And you, sir, and Artie goes in for entertainer. So kind of
okay.
Same type of thing. And let me refer to my little sheet, says the man. Where did I put that? Okay, gotcha. That is wrong. Okay, man, I should have organized these notes better. Aha, okay, gotcha. So the man takes all this information, he puts it on a little paper and sets it to the side, and he goes, all right, gentlemen, that will be 80 gold pieces per person. And we can have that ready for you.
Does Jed already have that?
Yeah, he has that. Not much more, but he does have it. He goes, we can have that to you by Ferrex 2 suns from now.
Got it. Thank you. Very calm.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a perception check to see if the door has like locks on it? They're about to close. He just said that earlier. Can I do a perception check to see how far away it closes?
Mm-hmm. You're trying to see when they close? Is that what you said?
No. I'm sorry, that's kind of dumb. If it like locks, if there's an obvious way in, if like what's going on with the place, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
17 is my base roll, but it's plus. Do you want to say investigation? Which one do you want? Doesn't matter.
I'd say perception for this one
Okay, so that's
because
That's
we're
a
just
nine-
kind of glancing around.
yeah, that's a 19 in total.
Okay. You look back and the door with the bell overhead. It does have a very basic wood bar lock that goes over it. But you did notice as you walked in, there's also a padlock for it. It's there are some windows on the top of the building. It's a tall building, but one story only. The windows are pretty small, however. So besides that, that really seems to be the main in and out is just that front door.
Hmm. And is it just like a singular building, or are there like back rooms and things I don't know?
You're at a counter right now, and behind the counter where the man is standing, there's basically tall, essentially what look like library aisles going back maybe 100 or 200 feet that are just stacked with a bunch of different scrolls of identification cards and information that go back to a wall that ends there.
Hmm.
If that answered your question.
Okay. I was just thinking. All right, cool. So 2 days basically, 2 suns on Alistair. I
Yep.
forgot that system. Sorry.
I've
Which-
written down
Jed probably would forget it though. I have it written down, but I don't have the notebook anymore.
Anastair
So.
sunrise.
So sunrise in 2 days, 2 suns. Okay. In the morning in 2 days.
Yep.
So I'll be like, thank you. Do you need anything else from us? So we've already paid and everything, and then
No, sir, that will be fine. Just come back in. We'll have them ready for you in 2 days. If I could speed up the process, I would, but we like to take our time. We have plenty of it, right?
yeah, plenty of it.
And with that, he says, well, gentlemen, if there's anything else I can help you with, please say now. Otherwise, I do need to close up shop.
Oh yes, sorry. Let's get out of your way,
Of
and
course,
we'll
of course.
go
Pleasant
that
evening,
way.
gentlemen. So you guys both ding ding, and you're out the door. Door closes behind you, and in a matter of time, he kind of starts wrapping it up and leaves himself with the door locked behind him. At this
door
point, it is about sundown, but it's like twilight basically right now. The townsfolk have kind of retired to wherever they're going for the night. Some are in houses, some are in the inn nearby, and
ask.
some are. Yeah, go ahead.
It kept make you roll again, but with my natural 20, when I checked for the board, did I see anyone else in the group that would be important to know about? You know, like make sure.
You did not. You actually see the only notable things that you see besides yourself are there are 2 wanted posters for the same people. I can't recall their names, but the same people that you guys had gotten wanted posters for a while back.
Yeah.
So apparently those people are still at large, it seems. But that's about it. You got those, and then you got a few local jobs and assistance programs and stuff, as well as you see an advertisement for some kind of a place. I'm trying to find. Yeah, I should have organized these notes much better. I apologize, guys. You see an advertisement for a place under the letters of FRAO, Frau, but it's all caps, so it's an acronym for something. But you're not really familiar with what that is at the moment. Seems about it. Oh yeah. And you know what? Ha! One more thing. I forgot to I forgot to work out the fine deets on this piece, but you do see a poster, or what would be akin to a poster, hanging up, and it is indeed for Caesar's auditions that are coming up. And it basically just says, as you know, it says, come work at the palace under His Majesty Caesar, and tells you, where it's at and that it's in about 3 days. And the picture that is with it looks like this.
Oh, he has an orb.
Hmm.
That's right. I'm not going crazy. It's obviously an orb he's holding in his hand.
Yeah, it's an orb. Looks exactly like the ones you have. What are you thinking, Matt?
I don't know. So I guess Daniel's looking at this like very closely, and I'm gonna like, what are you looking at?
Jed?
Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Let
Gotcha.
me see. I remember to say my name. My name. Yep.
I was like, Andrew.
Is
Dan.
there anyone else around right now?
No, the dude at the ID station, he just went home maybe at this point, maybe like 5 minutes ago. So it's just kind of you guys on the street. There's some, just local walkers around the town, but they're a good distance away. You're fine.
Good lord, there's zombies here. We gotta take care of them.
I
They
don't
got a
believe
pin.
it. I don't remember if he knew this, but he has orb, a orb.
O is a vowel, so you would say an orb. So Chad being an asshole for like 2
So Artie just goes, "Shut up."
It should be like, I'm just playing. Okay.
We've enough police after us. We don't need grandma police as well.
Oh damn, you got me there. I'll look at it and it'll be like, yeah, no, that does look like an orb, but is it a real orb? I thought there were 3.
There's 4, isn't there?
Are there 4?
Do both of you want to do a history check? And I'll tell
I'm gonna
you?
have to do a history check.
I'm gonna also do this to check.
I
That's all right.
got a 19.
19. And do you want to roll, Ben, before I say anything?
Natural 20. I did.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't like the amount of 20s we're rolling on really the things that.
I was going to say you're
Yeah,
using up all
We're
your
gonna
luck
get in
right
combat
now.
like one. Like
So you recall when you were talking to Xander's familia, talking to his mother figure, that she had mentioned that in total there were 4 orbs. In addition, you do recall the murals painted on the inside of the Quarter God's Keep depicting 4 orbs.
got you.
So it had slipped your mind for a little bit, but that's when you're like, okay, yes, there are 4. There are 4.
Okay.
Let's just.
Well, this is another good reason to come here. It must be some kind of orb of. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. What are we've heard? No, we probably wouldn't have talked to too many people about like what's been going on in town. The guards kind of gave it away, like, oh, you wouldn't want to be in there with him. So it's like, what is he doing with it? Fuck, that sucks.
And are you kind of thinking all this out loud a little bit, like, or to the group?
Jed will talk through it. Jed will kind of be like, so if he's got that orb, then what does it do? The guards back there, they sounded very wary of him and sad that we were even going in to check it out. This picture makes him look like a douchebag. What else?
Based on what I've heard about Caesar, you're not far off. I'm not really sure what a douche is, but he seems that he would be a bag of them.
Oh, yes. A douche in my town is basically a type of octopus that squirts, and as a joke, some of the schoolboys would go into the women's restroom and put them in the latrines holes, and basically as they'd squat to piss, they would laugh, and they called it a douche. I don't know. It's just something I learned back at home. I just came up with some shit. Leave me alone.
The privileged life of Jed. Um, with
We
that,
also have computers and cars. No, I'm just kidding.
with that, Artie does say, "Well, this is the closest to the Silver City we've been so far, and I would think that any of the locals here would probably know a bit more about Caesar as well as his mannerisms better than probably most other people on the island. If we hop into an inn, maybe we can find someone to talk to, or at least have a drink and a meal. Of course, we'd always camp out for the night as well, if we want to stay unspotted. But, group decision."
I say if we're about to enter the city, we should make sure that's unknown to the townspeople. So we should probably do the inn.
Bro, this is amazing.
Oh wait, I forgot
Yeah.
8 gold.
I'm looking up like history of the douchebag, like a douchebag or a douche.
Oh my god.
And like Google comes up with questions, and one of them is, "What can I drink to clean my vagina inside?" I'm so sorry. I ADHD or some shit. I don't know, man. I couldn't. I had to. I was like, how? I'm thinking about it. Like, when were douches in? And it was like mid 19th century. And I was like, oh. And then I looked down, and there's just questions like, oh. And then one of them's like, what could I drink to clean the inside of my vagina?
From a douche.
All right. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Is okay. So with that, Artie references Jed and says, "Jed, what do you think? We should." I see you're deep in thought over there, but what do you think is the
sorry,
wisest
I
one?
was thinking about douches. So what are our options here? Are our options to wait 2 days for a pass? We can't get the guards even said if we get caught without identification within the city, we can get in a lot of trouble.
I
We
don't
could,
like
and then I'm gonna
waiting,
look around
but
and,
might be
and making sure we've told the guards though our names. We'll have to wait either for them to change or something, but we could. And I'll look back in, and there's like identification cards like in there, aren't there?
They're yeah, like on the bookshelf type things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'll be like, I mean, we could just break in and steal some, and just be done with it.
I don't know how to deal
Well,
with that, Jed.
I suppose that is a plan.
I know. I don't want to do it, but fate of the world, save all the people, steal a few IDs.
I mean, you do make a good point. I agree with it. We're in the need of them. Man, I'd really love to ask Daniel, or excuse me, Andrew. Andrew.
Who's Daniel?
I don't know. My imaginary friend.
Yes, no.
Andrew, I know that you are a law-abiding man by your purest sense.
Yes, look that way and keep looking for like 50 minutes. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Artie.
What's going to sit best with you, may I ask?
Read that. My tone. Your very last thing. I somehow didn't hear your very last sentence, even though I was listening to you.
What's going to rest with you best, decision-wise?
I do not believe a lot of things could go wrong with doing Jed's plan. Could be the same guards.
More of an idea.
And plus, there's no justice in stealing other people's identities.
Swear to me.
Justice.
I am the Anyway.
Well,
you're literally a Batman. So I mean, yeah,
justice.
I get it.
He is Batman.
Well, then the other option is to either sneak in and be caught. Andrew, Daniel, no one's listening. Who cares? Andrew, whatever. Or we wait, sneak in and maybe get caught when we're in there and be in a sticky situation, or wait 2 days and have to basically sprint to the place we need to be because we only have 3 days until it starts. Or I guess we could just like go in tomorrow and be like, I need these now.
This is true.
We could try to rush them. It might be possible. I don't like waiting 2 days, but I see it as the safest option if we try to stay out
Okay.
of.
Andrew, how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much gold do we have left?
A decent amount. Why is that?
Well, bribery is always an option.
Yes. We could bribe.
This trip has made me feel we have so much gold. I feel as though some external force has been whittling away at our gold for some reason. Almost like this god of this universe. I don't know. It's crazy. As soon as we got all of this gold, it's just slowly poured out of our hands.
I'm sure that if Squibish was still around, he would make a good point as to why that's not true, but he's not here anymore.
Oh, I know. I would never curse the gods. My father would kill me.
Yes,
He's a
never
nice
Yes, he
guy.
would.
His name is Doug.
Yes, he would.
Never
But,
curse the gods.
It's like
They could be listening.
true.
I make jokes. That's all they are. They're just jokes.
Jokes.
Eh.
With that though, so are we kind of thinking that we're wanting to kind of wait it out?
Well, at least
Well-
spend tonight. In
At least.
right now, at least there's. Jed, what do you think? Do you think we should camp out or take it in?
Let's just camp out. Be hobos.
All right.
Okay, we can do that. So, yes. So, if we're all good to do that, which if we had any injuries or whatever, we can go ahead and rest them off and that kind of thing. I don't think we do though. Not a super important question, but I would think setting up camp for the night, if we're looking at the map, you'd probably be like what, just outside the town, I'm guessing. Maybe like between the town and Silver City, or
Just
do you
somewhere
want a
chill.
particular-
So like if there's a
Yeah.
town right like over here where I can see it, within a certain
Mhm.
amount. If there's just like a plane or a rock or something I could just kind of hang behind all of us, yeah, I think that's where we would be. Not too
Okay.
far away from where we need to be the next day.
Okay. So we'll say that yeah, there's a nice little double dipped like hill valley area that's just comfortable enough to block the wind for the night. You can start a little fire. It's enclosed enough. It's a clear night. Stars are out. So yeah.
While we're camping out, can I actually scavenge?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah. I say that, and then I need to get my foraging list. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
I had to grab my computer charger, so. I was this list isn't even in the same room.
You fool.
Oh yeah, Matthew. It was Goldstone.
Okay.
I just saw it. I think that was the last thing I was looking at in my binder.
Awesome.
Look at that. I got a crinkle fry with my curly fries.
Nice. That's a bonus. Oh, jeez. I need to reprint this. Okay, but I'm ready whenever you.
Just tell me what dice to roll.
You're just gonna roll it. Are you looking for anything specific?
I don't really need food. Is anything that would seem useful? Like either food or some interesting plants, like my blueberries that.
Okay.
Or, Maybe
Yeah.
some weird mushrooms that I can give to someone who's not here right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're just looking for food, you can roll like 3 d20s if you just want to take a little bit of time and do some foraging.
All right, that's a 7.
A 7. Interesting. So for that one, now roll a d4.
That's gonna be a 3.
You find under a small dying bush, not too far from the campsite, you find a wood scarab, hefty beetle that can indeed be cooked and eaten. So that'll give you like 2 hit points back if you eat it. Doesn't taste that great, but it's doable. So that is the first thing you find. And do another d20 if you want to continue.
All right, that's gonna be a 3.
You said a 3?
Yeah.
3. And then okay, and then another d4. I think all of them are either a 20, then a d4, or a 20 and then a d6. But yeah,
All right, that'll be a 4.
4. Tamarwan. It's a fruit. It's a little purple fruit. Don't ask me how it's spelled because it's not going to matter. You spell it however you want to get the sound Tamarwan. And that will give you a +2 dex whenever consumed. It'll give you that for 1 in-game day.
All right, that's gonna be a 5 for my last dice.
A 5. And 1 more d4.
Uh-oh, there goes my D4. That's lost forever. Let me pull up the Google to roll that for me.
Where's the crickets would shut up?
Oh, bro.
It's gonna be a 2.
You said a 2?
I
Yes,
did my
that's a
health
2.
wrong.
Did your
What
health
did-
wrong?
I never added up my last level, and we were gonna level up soon, but I never leveled up my last level.
Huh.
No, I leveled up my health. I never added to my health.
I'm gonna be listening. Just gotta go find that dice.
Oh yeah, you're good. Oh, and Ben,
Right.
you found, or should I say Daniel / whatever his name was, Andrew.
Andrew.
You found a collection of small, sharp stones. Not quite big enough to weaponize on themselves. However, they look like they could be used as either arrowheads or possibly used inside the Thundro as ammunition.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you keep ammunition, but I'll probably give those to Jed.
Okay. But yep, that's.
Do you guys count ammunition?
I mean, I don't personally, but I also don't hold the weapon. I don't really know if Jed does.
Jed, do you have like a certain amount of ammunition that, or do you just
For what?
your
The
gun?
Thundro.
The Thundro. I have I wrote it down somewhere. I have 4 sharp stones left. They're just sharp stones. Anything that can kind of fit in is what I literally like look around sometimes, and he tells me how
Yeah.
many I pick up. And then I have a lot of boom go stuff.
Oh yeah, I found some more sharp stones for you.
How many?
How many?
That is a good question. 3.
B.
So I have 7 now. Cool.
So there's a little bit of something.
Right.
And oh yeah. And before I forget to ask, actually, I guess this would be a decent time to do it. Do you guys intend to sleep through the night?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you would like to, go ahead, and any food that is needed to cover the night, I guess it would be. I'm not sure if it
I already
was.
marked it down. I'm down a fish ship.
Okay, cool.
A fish bar.
Fish bar. Mark down your food. But yeah. And then Jed, was there anything you wanted to do before your character calls it a night?
Nope.
Okay. So fast forward. The sun rises, and you are awoken by the sun, birds chirping. The wind is blowing kind of strong, but not too bad. And you, amongst the chirps of the birds and everything, you actually hear a muttering voice kind of in the distance, but not too far away, like a muttering, slurring voice. It sounds like a crying person, sort of.
Gonna
Try to get
Well,
eyes
going
on that
to-
source.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna worry about you rolling for it, because it's, you just kind of like get up over the little hill there, and you both see a man in, looks to be in like fisherman's clothes. And his eyes are dark circled and red from looks like crying. He has a large bottle of whiskey in his hand. He's just kind of stumble walking through the field back towards kind of the direction you guys originally came from, passing by. I do want both of you to do a history check for me, because this guy looks kind of familiar.
I got a 19.
Got a 19. Okay.
I got a history 17.
17. So he is about as familiar to each of you as you can remember, and it takes just a few moments, but you recall quite a while back. You recall a particular person you've encountered a couple times on your journeys. The pregnant woman from way back when. This is not her. This is a man. But you then remember following up that you had met her husband in the fishing village of Tavit. And this seems to be him, although the name is kind of escaping you at the moment. But yeah, he seems to be kind of just stumbling through this field, walking back towards the main road and walking. So he just he drinks a little bit.
Andrew's gonna walk up to him, be like, "Are you all right?"
Who are you?
Well, I seem to have that remembers you before. You might know my friend here. It's Jed.
What do
Jed?
Yeah, I recognize you.
They were
What are
on
you
their way
doing
to
out
the Silver
here?
City, remember? Same as us.
You're the men that came to Tavit.
Yes.
You helped with the fish, and my wife.
What about your wife? What's wrong? What's going on? Tell us.
I'm so sorry, gentlemen. We fish for precious gemstones and shells off of the coast. We thought we were trying to make some money selling them to Caesar in the palace. We got through, and he bought all of them. He paid very well, but then he insisted he wanted to keep Martha.
Why?
Why should I know? He took the only thing left that I had. And I may never get it back. God knows what he's doing. She's practically a slave in there. And I can't continue. He's a servant for him now. As if he didn't have enough already. Bloody tyrant.
I'm sorry. That's awful. I am disgusted that Caesar would do such a thing. We're actually going to try to meet him here in a bit.
Listen, if you're going to meet him, be careful. He is a wicked, evil man. My wife believed in you. She believed in all of you, and you've done amazing things so far from what she told me. And we know you were doing something great on this island. She had more faith than me, and I am so sorry I didn't have more. But if you get to the palace, will you please try to save her? Please bring it back to me. Please.
Yeah, 100%. Andrew?
I would do the best of my abilities to save your wife.
Yeah, as a bard. And already.
And he also goes, yes, of course, and
I'm gonna give him like 10 gold, which is probably more than it costs to stay here for like 40 years. And I'm gonna be like, stay in the inn and we'll come back for you. Okay.
and he takes it and he continues to cry, which I am not going to do because I have
Yeah, it's
tears.
good.
All right, I'm running out of tears. But he's just thank you so much, and please, just if you see Martha, tell her I love her. Tell her that I am coming back for her.
We'll do.
But be careful. He's not only mad, but he's unpredictable.
He's stinky. All right. Got
Very.
it. Unpredictable. Well, you have yourself a good rest and stop drinking alcohol. And I'll pat him on the shoulder and turn him around before he can say anything else and push him on his way.
Nice. And you see him just continue to stumble through the grass towards Fur Chase and everything. But yeah, so there's that for you guys to fester on a little bit.
I don't know about you two, but I'm heading towards the licensing.
Yes.
Yes,
Let's see if we can't get
absolutely.
that written up now.
Yes. All right, and you
A more
guys have-
seriousness, I believe, on everyone's face all of a sudden.
Yes. So you guys head back to there. You walk through the door. And I'm so sorry, I have to pee real quick, so I'm gonna do that.
Me too.
Party break, everyone. BRB. Hi.
What is that squeaking in the back, man?
It's crickets, and I hate it. It's very obnoxious.
How many do you have?
Little thing full of the. Of course, the one that's actually being the loudest is inside the bearded dragon's container. So I'm not gonna reach in and pull it out. But I can put these into my room at least.
No, I get you. He's screaming for help.
A dragon's gotta eat. Excuse me. Just died.
Okay,
Hey, hush.
No, I was just wondering what it was because I was like, man, he's got the squeakiest wheel in there or something's going on.
I'll turn the light off. Maybe that'll help. I hear they chirp more when they're hot. But oh golly. I love my little setup. I like that a lot. I'm happy with it. Oh, by the way, side note, I finally got a laptop. I'm not gonna lie though, I think it's even slower than this one.
Why?
It wasn't new. I bought it used, and it's a very small, cheap one. And I was just like, I don't know, it's already being slow and stuff. Like it's newer than this one is, but I'll mess with it some more. Have my dad look at it because he knows more about computers than I do. But
Okay.
you know, steps have been made, so you know, we'll see. But any whoosies, alrighty. So you get back to the identification house, which for clarity, just I guess I didn't, like I said, I'm kind of scattered with my notes and everything, but this place is not just for IDs. This is also kind of like the general scroll keeper. So it's kind of like public records, I guess would be a better example. It's like the public records house. So they have more than just making IDs. They also have residency, local history, stuff like that. But anyway, you guys walk in and the man is there and he's actually just working on a couple things, and the bell rings as you walk in. He goes, "Oh, welcome back, gentlemen. I'm back again so soon. I'm afraid your IDs are not quite ready. But what can I do for you?"
Is there any way we could speed up this progress? As I'm going to set down 50 gold on the table.
Well, I would very much like to assist you. If you're willing to pay more, I mean, I suppose.
It increases to 200 gold.
He's like, damn it. Okay.
The grocery bills have been extremely high, you see, and
250.
you're starting to make me feel bad at this point. Well,
245.
No, I don't feel that bad. I suppose if you're willing to pay, I can bump you to the front of the line and get working on it today. Are we agreed then?
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Come back. Let me see. 3 identifications. Come back in a few hours. I should have them done. Thank you much. Thank you much. Was there anything else you all wanted to do while you were there? Man, Matt, you're just bopping. That must be some good food. Oh, is it ice cream?
Pretty sure it's ice cream.
No ice.
They disappeared. It's not like
I've been,
the
I've
Matrix.
been doing that like 9 times to see if you'd see.
like in a game where someone's holding something but it just disappears.
Oh yeah, like Skyrim.
NPC dancing. Let me see.
We heard it get high and
I have to get these. Okay. So, you guys head out of. Let's see. Yeah. You guys go out of the house there, and and as you exit, there are actually you're good. Oh, okay. There are actually 2 local police that are coming in to open their office for the day, and they walk past and they take a glance at you all and they say, "Good day," and they open their doors and everything. At the same time that this happens, you are actually approached by. Oh, okay, that's what I did. Ooh. I'm gonna let y'all know whenever I wrote this, I was intimidated because I'm like, we'll see how this goes. But anyway, yes, you are approached by a young man, a child, and he comes up and he goes, "Excuse me, are any of you with the police by chance?"
not necessarily, but if you need help, we can assist you.
Well, you see, it's my grandfather. We think he might have been killed, and well, Mother says she's taking care of it, but I don't really like the person that she's hiring, so I don't know if you'd be able to help any, but we have a lot of money. We'd be happy to pay, I'm sure, if you wouldn't mind.
Are you? You have a couple hours we can spare.
Do I know this kid?
Do you know this kid?
Yeah.
No, you don't know this kid. Ain't never seen this kid before in your life. Man, I really should have organized these notes better. God help me on this one.
Okay.
I say we help him.
Yeah.
You need to. If his grandfather was indeed murdered.
When did he die?
Yes, information.
He kind of turns the face away from you and he motions for you to follow him as you guys are like talking. And
We have to wait for IDs. We get them like at the end of the day, basically, right?
yeah,
What?
yeah,
That's
that's what the guy said. He said a few hours, so end of the day, whatever. But
I guess probably as soon as we're done with this, we can probably go get the IDs.
yeah.
Okay.
But the boy, he introduces himself. His name's Adrian, and he begins telling you. He goes, "Well, my mother and we went to visit my grandfather. My grandfather is Thomas Croft. He stays at his manor, and we were visiting him for my birthday, which is in a few days. I'm misreading my own script. His birthday in a few days. I can't remember how old he was turning. Anyways, grandfather was found dead in his bed by his caretaker just this morning. That's all we really know, but it's quite upset my family, and I just hate to see them go through this. But the detective that mother hired, he seems shady, I suppose. And this is like, you're hearing him like word all of this, and that's when you're kind of like, he's wording things weird, but he's also like a grown man in a 12-year-old's body, basically, you know? So it's like, whatever. So it takes a second. I'm so
He's
sorry
like-
that cricket was so loud.
It's good. He's like, what are we?
Wait,
He died. Murdered. I was playing Fortnite, and what are we?
Porked up. Gotta pork up right
Died.
there. Hitting
I
the
was
witty.
literally hitting the Gwitty, and then Grandpa just died.
He just died.
Just died.
I'm
Witty
very
toilet.
angry. All right.
And
Yeah.
Ben, yeah. Ben, did you say something? I'm sorry.
What was I have no idea what I was going to say.
That's okay. If you remember, just let me know. But as you guys follow, you wind down a series of houses, and then there's an opening to a large yard in a nicer part of Fur Chase. And before you know it, you're at a good-sized house manor. It's a couple stories tall, big circular building. Has bushes on the outside, a few windows, and a large double-doored front door. When you approach, once again, let me find what I am actually looking for. Golly, I'm so ill prepared. I'm so ill prepared. What am I even doing? Okay, that'll probably help. You know what? I know the story. I made it. We're going for it. All right. So, anyways, as you approach, you see two women paired by two men standing at the front door. The women are crying. There's a skinnier lady with blonde hair. There's a larger lady with red hair. And it seems like each of them has maybe their husbands with them, some male partner of some kind with each of them. With the larger red-haired lady, there's a fat man with a bald head near her. And next to the blonde lady, there's a pretty sharply dressed younger man with dark hair, slicked back. The women are crying. And the blonde lady, the thinner blonde lady, sees the boy and you all approaching. She goes, "Adrian, what are you doing? This is no time to run about and just call for help. We have people for this. Gentlemen, I'm so sorry if he's dragging you into all this mess. It's been a terrible morning, and we just didn't see this coming. I'm so sorry. But please don't worry about this. We'll get it taken care of. I've already called for help."
There's no need to apologize. I, for one, am a great. For what I intend to do, I've studied a lot of these in the past. I've planned to make something great in the future. But for now, I believe, we have believe that you need for our help. So allow us to help you to figure out what has happened here. If
Help us help you.
what? You don't need the gold, Jed. What are you doing?
Which one of you wants to try to roll persuasion check on her? Her eyes are telling you she's not quite buying into it, but there is a part of her that needs something to hope for.
You want me to roll?
What's your persuasion?
My persuasion is +7.
Oh, yeah, you roll
Yeah.
that.
Oh, well, I probably shouldn't have rolled.
It's an 8.
I got an 8
Wow, you called it.
overall.
she
She's
she
like,
she kind of tilts her head and goes, "Gentlemen, with all due respect, we need professionals on this job. This isn't some run-of-the-mill medic. We really need someone who knows what they're doing, with all due respect."
I'll look at. This is Andrew. He's a famous detective, and so am I. Look, I even have this, and I'll pull out from the orb a magnifying glass.
Is it a magnifying glass?
I even have this magnifying glass. This immediately means I'm a detective.
And Artie, Artie, he's a fountain of knowledge. We are the best for this. Look, how about we take a look? If we don't find anything in 10 minutes, we leave. Never leave you alone. Never come back ever. It couldn't hurt. We'll do it for free.
I'm considering it, I suppose. You seem confident in your abilities. Are you expecting to be paid for this job?
We are not expecting payments at all. All I wish is to figure out what happened and find justice for your grandfather.
He's upstairs, in the master bedroom. The body's still there. Just please don't mess with things. Like I said, we have already hired a professional. He's on his way, and we don't want you to tamper with things if it's all the same.
Of course. We would
Might I
never.
ask, is your family here? Were they the only ones inside the house at the time?
Gotcha. Well, myself and Adrian, we were asleep last night in the guest room. I locked the doors, went to sleep, and when we woke up, Stavi, the caretaker, she's the larger lady with the red hair, she kind of indicates to her, she burst into the room and she just told me my father, he was dead. That's all I know, but it was just us at the house last night. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You about to say something?
Forgot to mention, she did have a husband there with her. This is one of those situations, by the way, where whenever I wrote this, I was like, it would be nice to have a board to look at with like miniatures and stuff. So if you guys have things to write with or to take notes with, that will absolutely help, because just FYI, because I'm over
this is an actual
here with notes.
mystery.
Oh, man, this is so much to keep up with, like just on paper using words. So in full transparency, yeah, taking notes would probably help.
Okay, so you have the main lady, which I didn't catch her name for some reason.
Her name is. What's funny is I actually named her Martha, which is, I wish I hadn't, because that's also the name of the pregnant lady. But hey, people can have the same first names.
Did you say Martha?
Yeah,
Your
this
mom
is
also named Martha.
I want it.
this is Martha.
Why did you say that name? Sorry.
Where's Martha? But yeah, she just says that herself, her husband, Bernard is his name, and their son Adrian, they were asleep in the guest room. Doors were locked, and they went to sleep. And when they woke up, Stavi, the caretaker of the rich, now deceased father, apparently she burst into the room and alerted her that he was dead.
Wait,
Cool.
sorry, what was last name? What was last name?
Martha's last name?
No. The last name you said.
Oh,
Starvey.
it's so it's I write weird names. So it's Stavi, Stavii.
Stavi. And I'm
Okay.
guessing you're the one who found the body?
Don't vape, kids. It's really bad for you. It's very addicting. Anyway, I know, Matthew. You're asking Martha this?
I'm asking Stavi this.
Stavi.
You're asking Stavi. Okay, so Stavi is the larger redheaded woman, and she's like in tears still from everything. And she goes ahead and starts talking to you, and she says, what does she say? She says something. Yes. Okay. Yes, she did find the body. She says, well, I woke up before sunrise to prepare breakfast for Master Croft, and I made his porridge and bacon with coffee as usual. The kitchen was a mess of charcoal, and I realized I must have left the flue open. I says to myself, I'll clean it up after Mass has been fed. But when I got to this room, the door was cracked. I looked inside and I screamed. And as I ran back down the stairs, I heard the back door shut. And then I saw Martha and I told her, oh, the poor darling. That's all I really have, though. And at this point, there is a horse-drawn carriage that pulls up, and black horses, black carriage, and a man gets out of it, and he is at first glance, he's an elf. He has slicked back, also red hair, long pointed ears, very stoic looking. He's tall and skinny. But he has like some nature-esque decor within his outfit, leaves and feathers and stuff. So like almost kind of Native American, but like very prestigious Native American modern. But he pulls up and he has, you also notice on the side of his carriage is 2 silver SS's inscribed on the side. And he goes, oh yes, gentlemen, you are here to take my job, it seems. No need to get your hands messy, though. I've come to do my job quite well. Your services will not be needed here, I assure you.
Do not worry. If you want, I'm sure you came here for the money, and we are not after that for now. You do what you want for the words. Trying to take from these poor people. We're here to actually solve this mystery.
Well, I appreciate your generosity, sirs, but please, look, don't touch. We do need to handle this professionally, if you do see. We can't have anyone's dirty hands getting all over the crime scene, can we?
Then do try your best not to do that, and I'll head inside.
Yes. And he pulls out his own magnifying glass. It's bigger.
I shake mine, and it's got, and I'm like, come on, come on,
Bro.
I'm like, bigger. Nothing happens.
Yes, very impressive, but I'll find. You can probably find some better ones here. And he hands you basically a business card. And this guy is a legitimate detective from the Silver City.
Cool.
His name is Lucius Miller. And he is from Flamewood Detective Agency within the Silver City. And so that's when it's just like, oh, okay, so like this guy's actually like legit.
I'll take his card. I'll be like, thank you, and I'll put it in my shirt.
Yes. Have you aspiring detectives already seen the scene?
Oh, I'm not there. I already had inside to look at the scene. like I said.
Wait, what's that?
Huh?
Like as soon as I said, try not to. He said.
Oh, you're already
yeah.
inside.
Yeah, like as soon
Okay.
as I said something and immediately head inside, look at the scene.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Like Jed might be out there talking to him, maybe hopefully stalling, but
Gotcha.
I'm going to the scene.
Okay. In side note, because of the type of situation I've put us in with this particular session, I know for a fact I'm going to lack on some of the details I tell you guys. So even if it's like mid conversation or whatever, if you guys have questions about anything, about the setting around you, about how a person looks, how they're acting, whatever, by all means, just straight up ask. Because I'm trying to pace it, but this is obviously, like I said, this would have been so much better with a board and
The
miniatures.
first thing I'm gonna head towards real quick is actually the back door and see if that's been like either tampered with, broken
Very
into, or
good.
something like that.
Okay, are you going through the house or around the house?
Through the house probably. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were at the entrance, right? So
Yes, yeah, the
the
entrance
house.
is open, and so you go through. It's a large carpeted house, and there's a staircase leading upstairs. The back door is straight ahead, just on the other side of the house, as you know. You walk in, and as you're walking in, real quick, roll an investigation check for me.
Yeah. 19.
19. When you walk into the living space, you glance over seemingly what would be probably like the kitchen door, which is open, and you kind of just analyze it as you're passing, but it doesn't seem like there's much over there. As you look on the other side towards the main living area where there's a fireplace and there's this, that, and the other, sofa and things like that. You notice what Stavi was talking about with the charcoal. There's charcoal. It seems to be on like the floor in front of the fireplace, like it got blown out or something like that. You said you got 19?
Yes.
Okay. And as you're analyzing, you do see bits of the charcoal seem to have spread farther than what would be considered normal, even for a very bad draft like that.
The killer was Santa. Sorry.
It was Santa Claus. But yeah, little bits and pokes. They don't look like footsteps, but they just look like little dots of charcoal that kind of go towards the stairs. However, as you do get to the back door and you analyze it, it is untampered.
Well, after seeing that, I would have then head upstairs.
Yeah, head upstairs.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
how long Jed's going to be talking with him, but
Gotcha.
I'll be doing what I can do as long as I'm
Okay. Well, so you go upstairs, and while you are doing that, we will come to Jed. Which, by the way, for this situation, also, unless you guys bring him into it, I'm going to kind of abandon Artie a little bit and have him guys just be there if you guys call on him, because
fair.
Yeah, because my brain's already like, but so Jed, we're to you, and you're still outside near Lucius and the 4 people. The mother slash daughter, the mother of Adrian is there, and Stavi. There's a large man next to Stavi that is kind of comforting her.
Oh.
And then you have the other man next to the blonde lady, who is like sort of with the dark hair, dressed very nicely.
Okay.
I know
And
that's a lot.
the inspector is there as well, right?
Yeah, and that's Lucius.
Okay. So I guess I'll ask the most obvious question on everyone's mind. So Lucius, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've lived a long life on this island. I would dare to say, oh my, at this point, 125 years, perhaps. Of course, as the population on the island has dropped, the need for such detectives is in short supply. So don't mind me if I am a bit clingy when it comes to terms of financial income.
Yes. No. No. We would never step on your feet. We were just kind of asked by the kid, "Hey, you should come help," and so we said, "Hey, we'll help." But we don't. We're not in it for money. We don't. We have no need for money. I was just wondering. That's crazy. I didn't know that they had detectives in Silver City. I've never been. But it is a great point you bring up. How is it? Are there really that many murders? I mean, the population obviously goes down, but that many murders?
Well, I'm surprised you don't know. You obviously haven't been here that long,
True.
I can see. The thing about this island is that people don't like troublemakers. We have a low tolerance for them, and every so often, when someone decides to make some trouble, that person tends to be disposed of rather quickly. Thus, I come into the job. That's assuming anybody wants to know where they go. But many people have gone yet to be found on this place.
Mm.
Tends to happen.
Yes. Especially with the tree people.
I see you're acquainted with these savages.
Yeah, they were. They were fun. Tried to kill us immediately, and then if he doesn't cut me off or anything, I'll basically just tell him my whole story and take not a whole lot of time. I don't want to take all of his time, but I'll be like, yeah, and then we did this and we went around, but I'm not gonna give him like pertinent details. I'm just gonna be like, isn't it crazy? I've traveled all this way, and I just didn't think there'd be a detective on this island. And after saying all of that, if he lets me, I'll be like, oh, and it's just crazy. But I'm taking up too much of your time, and I'll have looked, and it's probably been like like forever. I don't know however long you want it to be to give.
You're like, well, it all started when I washed up on this island, right? And then you just get like,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
When I was a
How long I
boy.
was there. Then people just kept coming in and out of my life. It was insane.
riveting tale. I must insist that yes, we do need to get on with the case before the corpse rots in the
Of
room.
course, you're right. The case. Speaking
Yeah.
of the case, what are your thoughts on all of these people? It's very interesting that three of them were in a locked room. One of them's already given away a clue to me.
Well, I will say that I actually got a chance to check out the body this morning already. I simply was returning from lunch break, so do
Oh,
excuse.
cool.
But yes, I was hired this afternoon to come and inspect by Miss Martha. You see, yes, I have been in this field a long time. Just like I said, remember to not to putter about. Uh, but that being said, if you do need any assistance learning your little investigation game, I'd be happy to help. However, tip for the future, unless you're a druid like me, you probably don't want to go wandering into the forest again. The savages don't take lightly to your kind.
True.
In the meantime, though, I must insist on leaving this exciting conversation. Feel free to talk to the others while I go inside, though. Still some
Yes.
and he kind of straightens up his little suit and walks in, very tall, and goes up. Was there anything else you wanted to do while you were down there, or do you want to pass it to Ben?
I'm gonna I'm going to I'm gonna do not. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And then as he walks by, I'll just be like, oh boy, in my head. Of course, I won't say it out loud. And then
Yeah.
He'll probably go that way. And then I'm just gonna I'll just chill. There's not a whole lot that I know Daniel's the pro when it comes to investigating. So I'll just make sure to listen to what everybody's chit-chattering about. I think before the investigator arrived, at least at one point, I would have pointed out to Daniel
Yes.
that, and Doug, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Martha said that all three of them were in the bedroom asleep, right? And that Stavi came in and basically woke him up. Well, Stavi, when she said what happened, her order of events at the very end, she said, I ran into Martha. So we got intersecting, like, those stories don't work. The way that Stavi said it, she said it like she just like walked into the room and Martha was there. And the way Martha said it, she said she was woken up, like actually like woken up by her. So that's the first thing. That's the thing that they kind of gave away to me. So that's just two stories that don't make sense to me. So I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I didn't know, Doug, if you did that on purpose or if it was an
I
accident.
will not confirm or deny that.
Okay.
For the sake of the mystery, if I do make a mistake that's drastic, I'll correct myself. But if it's vague like that, I'll let it be up to you guys to determine.
Okay. Sorry. Go along. Sorry.
No, don't
That's
worry
fine.
about it.
That's perfectly fine.
Daniel.
But one question: didn't you
Yes.
say, I believe that she said only her and her son was in the room, but was it all three of them?
That was a mistake on my part. Her husband was also in there with
Okay,
them. Bernard. You have not seen him yet, though. There was another. There is another man out there. That's not Bernard, though.
That other man wasn't Bernard. Oh,
No.
I assumed, and I walked away. I do not know who that is.
And that's okay. Once again, that's one of those situations where I roll 20 would help a lot for this, but but that's okay. Now that you guys know that, though, Jed is still out there and able to interact with them. Meanwhile, you get to the top of the stairs and start walking towards the left, where you can see there's a open doorway towards a master bedroom. And I'm going to do this a lot for this particular session. Roll another either investigation or perception check.
$19 again. Investigation.
Golly. Okay. Excuse me. As you approach the door and you begin to open it, you are looking around and you examine something kind of strange. The door, the handle and everything doesn't seem like it was forced open. Of course, you don't actually know if it was locked or not. However, as you're examining the frame of the door, the top corner, like on the right side, the wood seems like it was scratched pretty good, like a little chunk of the wood was taken out. And you actually examine what look like small holes that are kind of shaded with charcoal along the walls. You see them kind of on and off trail from the door across the wall from, it seems like the same situation you saw downstairs on the carpet.
Interesting.
Do you want to continue in?
Yes, I would like to see the body.
Absolutely.
Try to figure out what killed it.
When you go into, let me see, when you go into the room, I know I have it somewhere in here. Yes. When you go into the room, you see a body of a older gentleman, older looking gentleman. He's laying in bed, pale face, pale blue actually. The room doesn't look like it's in disrepair of any kind, except for maybe like some, like a knocked over cabinet near a window. You examine that the window is slightly open a little bit, but you approach the body. Are you looking for anything in particular when it comes to the body?
First of all, you said the cabinet was knocked over.
Yes.
Does it look like it was like knocked over in some sort of struggle, or
Potentially. Yeah, it looks like it could have been knocked over in a struggle. However, he's still under his blanket. Looks like he's in the same position he was when he fell asleep, possibly.
all right? Yeah. Well, just staring at him with the blanket. Is there obviously some sort of stab wound, or?
So, as you're examining the body, you see. Let me find it. Because yes, there is something. Yeah, yes, you're examining the body, and you look at the inner bend of his right arm as he's laying there, which his right arm is closest to you. On the inside, there seems to be a needle-sized like burn mark. Let me see. And let me see. Yeah, you see a needle-sized burn mark on the inside of his right arm. That seems pretty fresh. Do you want to examine anywhere else, or do you want to keep examining that or ask questions about that?
Just take a closer look at the arm real quick.
Mhm.
Try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you would like to, you can roll a medicine check for me, real quick.
There you go. I have no idea where that dice went.
That's cool.
Medicine. 14.
14. Okay. As you're examining it, throughout this land, all the people you see, and everybody has some kind of a burn scar on their body. You know, that's kind of the norm, right? This, however, yes, it seems fresh, but being a detective in your field and seeing the many different situations you've seen, this particularly looks like an injection of some kind. Like a needle was injected, particularly like a needle with obviously something in it, some sort of a chemical of some kind. And while you're looking at the arm and you're examining it, you yeah. Let me make sure. Like I said, I absolutely should have done this better. Oh yes. While you're looking at his arm, he's wearing like a pajama shirt. You know, he got like pockets in it and stuff like that, like striped. And as you're looking at it, you actually see a piece of folded paper in the front pocket of his pajama shirt that you think is quite odd. Would you like to examine it?
I would like to, yes, take a look at that.
Okay. So, you're right, Matt? Oh, you're just messing with your hair. So you examine the note, you open it up, and it is a certificate of some kind.
Of death.
Is a certificate noting, it says Certificate of Services Purchased, the FRAO, Service Purchased, Assisted Rest. Yeah, that's what it is. Assisted Rest. Price of purchase, 80 gold pieces. Signed, Thomas Herod Croft, Thomas being him. Appointment time date as soon as possible, within 7 days. This obviously doesn't quite make sense with you. And if it is okay with you, I will actually say that Lucius comes up and he joins you and he steps over and he kind of just like snatches the note out of your hand. He goes, "Yes, I saw this earlier. You seem confused. Do you even know what this is?"
What do you mean you saw this earlier?
"I was here early. I took a lunch break. We have plenty of time." The FRAO is an organization which assists with desired suicide for those who are willing to pay. This appears to be just that, not a murder, in fact. However, you seem to be the little detective. What do you think, sir? And he kind of like hands it back to you.
Doesn't confuses me. That's why I was done in secret.
Yes, the FRAO, let me break it down. You seem to not quite know the system around here. Quite strange if you do ask me, but who am I to judge? The FRAO are an organization of assisted suicide workers. You go in, you pay the bill, you tell them approximately when you would like to expire. People are tired of living here, and there is a market for everything, as you know. So, when the deed has been signed and the money has been paid, an FRAO worker will sneak into your home or meet you at the appropriate place with the consent that you've filled out on the form at their house, of course, and they will let you rest. They try to do it by surprise as to replicate a natural death cycle. However, I think it's a coward's way out. If you're going to kill yourself, do it the old-fashioned way. But it seems that Mr. Croft was another customer of sorts. Can't imagine why he'd want to get rid of all of his money, though. Maybe he's just lived too long.
Doesn't make sense to me if he's plans to go about an assisted way. I
Yes.
invite everyone.
I'm sure that while you were in Fur Chase, you probably passed over the FRAO station. You probably didn't notice it. Your little group seems not to notice a lot of things. It's okay, though. I remember being the new guy. With that being said, do you have any questions for him or anything else you want to do in the room before I hop back to Jed?
We'll examine the dresser.
Okay.
Does it look like? Would it have any charcoal near it, as if something that left the charcoal stains there bumped into it, it would be that?
So, as you were looking at it, yes, the little dresser cabinet is knocked over. There's some papers strewn about, as well as a ink and quill that's been splattered on the floor. You do seem to see some small charcoal sprinkles around the area, as well as a few scratches on the table that seem peculiar. Of course, scratches could have already been there, but you find it unlikely.
Is charcoal leading from the door by here, and does it go out the window? Or
That's an excellent question. you examine the window, and I'm just kind of like telling you because obviously like we could just keep doing investigative roles and stuff like that, but I'll have you do those. I think it's important. But as you examine the window, you do not see charcoal leading to it. However, as I imagine you go up to the window and you're checking it out,
Yeah.
and everything, and that's when you look and you actually see kind of nudged in the corner of like the rolling area of the window, a small black feather, a shimmery black feather that's kind of like lodged in there. No charcoal though.
Back.
You got something to say, Matt?
No.
No.
I'm not there.
This is true. Ooh, here's a fun question though. Which one of you wants Artie nearby in case you need to talk to him?
I think Artie wouldn't have gone in the room. I think he would have been out there with us, like just perusing around the.
I
with
agree.
me,
He'd
most likely.
probably be
Yeah.
with Jed.
And we can say for time's sake, if you guys do want Artie to do something or look for something, just let me know and I'll go have him check it out and just, if it's a viable place or person with information, I'll get what I think is realistic or roll for it or something like that.
I will say, it's your
Yeah.
NPC, but I think that Artie's the kind of guy that'd be trying to cheer the kid up, even though he probably knew in a way that only he knew, because he knows it's not a kid, but he does know that the psyche is weird, but he understands it
yeah.
a little more than we do. So I think he'd be like, "Oh man, don't even worry about this. Like, shit, whatever you think I don't think he would do that. I think he would be a little bit more
Yeah.
tactful. But
No,
I think that's what he's doing right now, right?
I actually like that. I like that idea. In fact, Artie's gonna come up to you, Jed, and he's actually gonna ask, like, Jed, if you wouldn't mind, could I borrow your lyre, please?
Yes.
I thought I had to leave.
And then I'll be like, Andrew.
Could I borrow any possible instrument you have on you?
And then I'll pull my I have my lute. I'll be like, yeah. Yeah, man, here.
I'm gonna go do something I haven't done for quite a while. Play for an audience.
Hey, yeah.
And so yeah, he goes over and he starts playing.
It's been a while.
Leaves from the vine.
Your grandpa's dead. Trying to find out how.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's dead in there with a prick and our friend. The prick's really smart, but we don't like him.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, so
real quick, the last thing that I can go to do before heading back out to Jed and the rest of the people, is yes, the only thing I can do. Well, the last thing I'm going to do in the room is see if I can figure out what this feather came from, if I might. Like, is it a bird? Is this another feathered creature of sorts?
That's a good question. Trying to think of what I would have you roll to identify a feather. I know one thing I could have you roll. You know what? Roll a.
I can.
I can say what I can say what I think would be.
What do you think it would be?
Definitely nature.
Nature.
Yeah.
Oh, nature. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to go through my brain and be like, what all checks are there? Yeah, let's do a nature check.
Yeah. Sadly, I have a 0 in nature, so it's just going to be the dice roll. It's going to be a 6.
Hey,
okay.
That's feather.
Yep, you're like, yep, this is a feather if I've ever seen one.
Feather.
Honestly, it just kind of looks like a crow or a raven feather.
All right. And while I'm going to head back out, I'm going to see if I can find any connection from the door charcoal to the charcoal downstairs.
Okay. And I will go ahead and tell you that you do. However, the pattern of the trail, if you will, because like I said, doesn't look like footsteps, but is certainly a trail of some kind. Um, while it starts on the carpet going to the stairs, it moves from the stairs to the wall and goes along the wall to the door where you saw those scratch marks. And while you're pondering on that, I'll hop back to Jed. And obviously, like I said, if y'all got anything to say, just pop in and say it. So no biggie. But Jed, yeah, you're still out there. You just handed Artie your leer, and now you are with the family. Which at this time, there's another carriage that pulls up. I know I'm just adding more and more characters. There's another character that pulls up, and this is a
Mustard.
brunette-haired man in a red outfit, very kind of plain looking. Got some monocles or glasses on, but he pulls up, and this would be Bernard, the husband of Martha. And he just kind of pulls up and goes, "Darling, I'm so sorry that it took so long. Oh, I see the detectives are here, and we have guests as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Were you friends of Thomas, or?" Artie's over there. He's just playing. He's like, "That's Jed. I'm Artie. You probably want to talk to him." He's from the yeah. Just kind of keeps jamming out.
Artie's like, you got me, and I'm gonna get you. All right. Yeah. No, I'll look at him and I'll be like, oh no, your son. We were out and about, and your son actually asked us to help. Don't know why, but wanted us to help check things out. We are good at some of it. The inspector you hired didn't think so, but that's fine. But we just want
Yes, yes. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure where Martha found this one, but Silver City, whatever the frick I called the organization, Torch, Fire, the organization of investigators. Yes, they are well renowned. However, I don't quite know this particular man, but he seems to be doing a decent job so far. But you all, I appreciate your empathy and your sympathy for the situation.
of course.
Adrian was very, very close to his grandfather, and I know this is very sudden. And as you can imagine, we've lost a lot of people over the years. But yes, anything I can do to help the investigation, please let me know. I'd be happy to help.
100%. Yeah, if we have any questions for you, we'll just ask, and I'm sure well, Lucius will probably have a question for you as well, which is the inspector.
Got you. Well,
And
thank
if
you.
I ask you any questions with him in the vicinity, he'll probably talk over me and call me dumb, and then try to ask the question in a better way. So just be prepared for that too, my friend. And I'll tap him on the shoulder, just trying to be like chummy with him, like, no problem.
Yes. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Lucius, if I do say so myself. Martha seems to take a liking to him somehow.
Oh, that's
So I,
no
whatever
stepping
her
on
reason-
toes here.
It's
One thing.
Yes.
Sorry, I just realized I should probably do this. What? Like technically two things, but just
I pull
Um,
out my gun and start blasting. I'm the
Uh,
murderer. It
I
was
will-
me.
probably when I was in the presence of the family and in the body with the corpse, real
Mhm.
quick, making sure if there's not any fiends, undead, celestial, consecrated or desecrated places or people in
Gotcha.
those two specific areas.
Okay.
Anything like that there?
No,
Alright.
there's not. I mean, there's. I was gonna say I mean, these are really like normal. I don't even know if this is answering your question. It might actually be telling you more than I need to, but really the only magic of any kind, or the only kind of abnormality, like it's not just like a basic human, is the elf guy. Like I said, he's like a druid elf. So I mean, he has magic about him, but that's about it.
Okay, I was about to pop detect magic, but I now think
Okay.
I don't need to. So,
So there, no, you don't need to.
Okay,
yep, I'm good. I'm sorry.
I will think of something that I do have, and I forgot that I had it.
Okay.
um, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ask Lucius this, just like asking the DM for permission.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and tell y'all. I have speak with dead. Speak with the dead. I don't know if it'll work. So the first thing Jed's thinking is like, this Lucius guy is pretentious. I don't like him, but I'm not going to be an asshole to him. There's no reason to. It's his job. It's his business. So I'm going to go to Lucius,
Okay.
and I'll be like,
So, I was heading back to Jed anyways, so I'm guessing we're gonna meet like halfway to each other.
You guys like meet at the stairs.
Meet at the stairs, all right. So real quick, I didn't want to tell Jed everything that I know.
Mhm.
you might
point
want
out-
to tell me because I was gone for some of it.
That's fine. Well, it seems like something did come in through. Obviously not a person, but something came through. I would suspect a bird of sorts because,
A bird.
as you can see here, I'm going to point it out to him. Seems to be some specks of charcoal coming from the chimney all the way to the room.
Why do you think it was a bird?
Because a feather in the window.
Where's the feather?
I'll go back up to the room to where Lucius is.
Okay. So I'll go with you. On the way, before we get into the room, I'll tell you about what I thought. I'll basically be like, well, when Martha told us her story and Stavi told us her story, they didn't meet up quite 100%. Martha, and I have a quill actually in my bag and a piece of paper, so I've written all this down.
No.
I was like, I'll say, Martha said that she was asleep with her husband and her son in the room, and that the Stavi, the housekeeper, woke them up saying that, and this was the only discrepancy I've seen so far. I might have missed something. That Stavi came in and woke them up saying that her father was dead, like upset, and so Stavi then said that she woke up early. She made porridge and bacon. She noticed that a few other things that maybe I can't 100% remember. She saw that there was charcoal everywhere, so she thought she left the flue open. And then she went, I think, to go feed him breakfast. I don't quite remember. But
Yes,
when she
that's
went
what
in,
it
she saw him dead. And then she said she didn't say she went and she found Martha or she woke Martha. She said she ran into Martha and then told her. So Stavi seems to say that she ran into her while she was in the house, and Martha claims she was woken up by her.
One
I have
thing, were
not.
you able to find out who that other man was?
No, I haven't questioned anybody yet. I haven't had a chance. What I tried to do was calm the situation just to make us. And I hope we're saying this low enough to where nobody can just like hear us.
Oh no, we're
talking.
currently like Lucius upstairs.
I'm trying to
everyone
come-
else is outside. We should be
Gotcha.
fine.
I'm trying to come off as unassuming. I don't want us to be seen as one, a threat, or two. I want the person who did it, if it was a person and they're still here, to think we're dumb, and just helping. And then also, I haven't questioned anyone yet. So Artie's
Oh, yes.
making the mood nice.
And
Great.
there's also, I believe, whoever did this has framed it up to be a suicide with intact. I do not believe this would be the case. I have no way to confirm it with himself because he's dead. But we found this paper that looks like it is signed by him to do an assisted suicide with his company.
Well, we can ask him.
Can you? I can't.
I can. And I'll be like, by the way, let's be nice. I know Lucius is a bit of a, but that's his job. Let's just let him walk over you. It's fine. It's his job. It's not our job. Let's go. I want to see this feather. And so we'll go into the room.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'm gonna look over at the feather.
Mhm.
So I'll walk over to the feather and I'm gonna look at it. Is it what I think it is? If you're getting with me, Doug, are we on the same wavelength right here?
Due to the nature of the session, what do you think it is?
I gave a coin to something earlier in this session. Does the feather match?
Do you want to do a roll for it?
I will.
La 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 la.
What if it's a lower DC if you're right?
What?
Well, like, see, if you're on the
Yeah.
right path, I wonder if Doug's going to lower the DC because you.
You know how I do. I just like to see the rolls sometimes.
I got a 16, but I that's 16 base. So what is this? A history or?
I
I think we did nature check beforehand.
Well, it'd be in nature for me just trying to figure out like this connected to an animal, but he's
Gotcha.
trying to remember if this feather is connected to a specific person.
Okay.
So, That could be
so-
history. Whatever you want to do.
I was gonna say we can do a history check.
I'll do either one.
Are they the same?
You know what? Let's because I know what your mindset is on it. Go ahead and do a history check.
Do history. Okay. So that only makes it a 17. So
17.
17.
So thinking back to the day before, you do recall there was a Kenku in the alleyway. You gave a coin to him, and you recall he had a patch on his head of some feathers missing. You feel confident this is a Kenku feather.
I've also fought a Cancun before.
You have. Yes, you have. So yeah, you feel very confident this is a Kenku feather.
And I'll look at the feather and I'll
Sherlock has a weapon.
Andrew, I
Yes.
believe this is a Cancun feather. And where have we seen a Cancun?
Yes,
In
we
Mexico.
do.
That's right.
We should try and send. I'm gonna yell. Artie would Artie have followed him, or is he currently downstairs?
No, he's still down. He's 100% downstairs, like making everybody.
I'd say he was downstairs last time. If you guys need him somewhere, just let me know and I can kind of bridge it. But yeah, he's at the moment he is downstairs still.
I'll currently yell for Artie. I need your assistance for a spell.
Yeah, be right up. And he kind of bows to the kid and comes up. Okay, what are we up against? Oh my god, that is a dead man.
Yes.
All right. Yes. How can I help?
You remember that Kenku we ran into yesterday?
Vaguely, yes.
Do you think you could go see if he's still in the town?
Well, I suppose I could. Didn't even ask him anything?
If he,
Keep an eye on him.
yes.
All right.
If he looks like he's about to leave, tell us immediately. But
Send cheese.
oh, cheese! Take cheese.
I've had cheese on my shoulder the whole time, so you can't even.
No,
It's a-
I wasn't holding cheese. It's just when I said take, my brain immediately meant like give. So, but no, yeah, give cheese.
Take cheese. Send him. He's fast as snot. So yeah, I mean, we'll get the message real quick if anything happens.
All right, I can do that. You two be safe, and I will be back as shortly as I can, or at least Cheese will.
If you hurt cheese, and I'm just kidding.
My name is not Xander. You have nothing to worry about.
I know, I'm kidding.
And he goes ahead and heads down the stairs and out the door, and him
All
and
right.
Cheese are off.
Okay, cool. I love Artie. He's the best. Thanks, Doug.
I try to make him likable.
I think he's actually one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, 100%. 100% one of my favorite characters.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely like Artie, Squibbish.
Did you like Squibbish more than
Isn't
Artie?
Artie better than Squibbish?
I don't. I love
now,
everyone the
hold on real
same.
quick.
Okay.
Hold on real quick. This is actually real quick. This is very interesting to me because obviously I'm both of them. So that's my opinion is kind of but that's interesting to me because Matthew has more history with Squibbish
Exactly. I thought you would prefer Squibbish.
versus. So okay, so Ben, you like Squibbish more?
I tend to like
Goofy
more Yoda
characters.
type characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, but yeah, that's interesting. I like knowing that.
Artie to me is just to the point where I'm like, I'll go in somewhere and I'll be like, you'll be like, yeah, and you too. And just earlier, Ben, you can't deny it, Ben, you did it. You were like, yeah, you two in there, and Ben was like, Artie, is Artie not here? Where's Artie?
I did do that. I did do that.
Like
yes.
we do it all the time. We're like, where's Artie? And you're like, he's over there.
That makes me feel really good though. That like even if I blank out on it, that you guys actively are like, oh no, he's part of this team, and like
Yeah,
that's a
what
good
it is,
feeling.
yeah.
I
Definitely.
appreciate
Like I definitely love Artie.
Can you be honest for me, real quick? I'm so sorry. Can you be
you're fine.
honest for me? Was Artie supposed to be like a through our campaign NPC, or was he supposed to be like one of those guys that's like, hey guys, have a good one, see you later, you know?
I mean, I guess for narrative reasons, like technically shouldn't tell you, but like
Oh, okay.
no, I mean like I no, but like I like playing with my players, as you know. I mean, and then
Yeah.
back when Squibbish was first introduced, that's kind of what he was going to be, but that campaign kind of fizzled. So this is kind of me having a second shot at like being able to play the game with you guys.
That's
But yeah, so I mean like he's part of the team. Like he is with you guys.
yeah.
Currently
the
he is not
best.
because we sent him away, but
Poor Artie. No, but he's like he's someone we can rely on, and he doesn't give away too much story ever. He's always like, I
Good.
kind of know, but we're gonna have to go to this person to really find out. Like you guys are gonna have to do it. Like I love that. I love he's not a crutch, but he is a valued member of the team.
he's like an encyclopedia that knows half of everything.
Yeah.
That's
But he
that
also,
is
but it makes it, but in writing terms, it makes sense because he's lived here for a very long time. So when we're like, what is this? He's like, oh, the locals call that a shingamabob. And then you find out it's actually called a bingamabob, and you're only off by a few letters. And you're like, cool, already helped. That's awesome.
cool. Well, that makes me very happy. Thank you for that kind of feedback, because
Hell yeah.
that is what I want him to be for you guys. I want him to be an asset, but not a crutch. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Big time.
and I mean, I think this is like the NPC that I connect with the most in terms of play. So I mean, it's very much like I like living through them and stuff. So that makes me happy. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I know what phase of your style Artie was based off of. I knew as soon as you gave me the art for Artie, I was like, I know which Doug this is because he wrote it off of himself.
Yeah.
I remember this Doug.
Yeah,
But-
definitely channeling a certain era in my life.
But
But-
all right, I'm sorry to take away.
You're
So
fine.
No, you're
he
perfectly
just
fine.
went off. He just went
Yeah.
off, and we're in the room where it happened.
Yeah.
No
The
one-
room where it happened.
Room where it happened. Yes, you are. Already just left with cheese. And so yes, what would you now like to do that
I think
you
we
are
should get a
in
second
the
pet
room?
and call it Crackers.
What?
I think
Huh?
we should get a second pet and call it Crackers. We can have cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers.
Hey, if you got the money for the birds will be there. You know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Good to know. Yes, I'm gonna go to Lucius, and I'll look at Daniel, but not say his name out loud.
Yeah.
If I say Daniel, I'm not saying it out loud ever. All right.
You're just not saying who
Unless
you're-
I accidentally go, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll nod at Daniel and be like, and I'll go up to Lucius and I'll be like, have you already tried to speak with Mr. Croft?
My particular abilities as a druid don't quite permit that sort of thing. Are you able to do such a thing with your magic?
I can. Would you be against it? I'll let you ask the question, or I'll run my questions by you before I ask him.
I tend to think that if the man chose to die, he should be let to rest. And even for those who perhaps were taken before their time, I believe the dead should remain as they are.
Mm.
We've all been on this island a very long time, you see, and I don't believe he would have any desire to return to it for any amount of time.
Yeah,
I
I-
agree with that actually, but
that's true. But I will
I
say this aspect of magic, 100% does not bring their soul back. It's just a reanimation spell. So they have the current knowledge that they had when they died. They can't learn anything new. They're not here. It's just a reanimation
True.
spell, basically. I only get 5 questions.
it does only reanimate the body. It doesn't bring back the soul. that
It
is what
doesn't
said.
bring the soul back. He won't be here. All he can do is basically say
I know,
very short answers.
another way to think about this is I find it odd that it happened specifically before his birthday and not on. With a man with obviously lavish lifestyle as him, if he wanted to go out, why not do it on a special day like his own special day? The fact that it happened a couple days beforehand seems not like a style that a rich person would take. I truly do not believe that he signed this paper. I believe it might have been forged. So I believe we should ask him.
Forgery is a serious crime. I can't imagine who would risk their neck enough to do such a thing on behalf of, well, I suppose if there's money involved, anybody will do just about anything. As to regards to your original question, I would like to be present
Of
for
course.
this, gain any knowledge I can. If you would consolidate me about the questions, perhaps I can aid you in maybe wording them the right way, getting the best information we can with the fewest words. Can we
Okay.
agree with
Yes. I 100%. Your investigation. I'm just helping.
Do you have the spell pulled up, Matthew? Because I do.
I'm about to pull it up.
I have it right here.
I had it pulled up, but it was behind me. I gotta cast it real quick.
Just an action.
It's lasts, so I'll get up to him and
10
I'll
minutes.
be like, I got 10 minutes. So that's like millions of years. We'll be fine. All we'd have to do, and before
especially if you're in a cave fighting goblins, right?
oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
10 years. That was 10 years. Actually, I would love to know what your thought on how long that was. Was that actually 10 years? Was
I
that
ain't telling you nothing.
because when I came out, I had a beard and I.
Just completely different person.
Okay, you grant the semblance of life and intelligence to the corpse, allowing it to answer the question you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. So when he said he checked and it wasn't undead, cool. It's not undead.
Yes, that's good.
That's why I was like, oh, I can use this. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. So if I do it and then I do it again in 10 minutes, it doesn't work unless 10 days pass. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse only knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or if it recognizes you as the enemy.
Gotcha.
The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it's died, and can't speculate about future events. So I can't ask it like, "Hey, so were you supposed to get killed in the future and you got called before?" And it'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And then I can't. It doesn't. I can't be like, "So here's your family. They're grieving." And he's like, "That's not a question." So I can ask questions. Now you as the DM, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you're allowed to do a lot with it. Like your answers can be are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive. And then if I'm hostile towards him, he doesn't have to answer my questions.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think I got a good grip on it. I definitely I like this because I did not see this coming at all, but I like the opportunity and everything.
it was
so.
between this and warding glyph or glyph ward or whatever it was, and I thought, oh, I could set like mines, but then I thought you'd have to be stupid enough to just miss it, and every time I roll for like hiding stuff, it just doesn't work
Yeah.
out. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna take something I think is gonna be useful in the future because people keep dying around us, and I just want to be like, who fucking killed you, or which
Yeah.
way did he go? And they
Yeah,
can be like, oh, that way, you know. So before I cast it, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at. I'll be like, Andrew, Lucius. Here's what I'm gonna ask. Here's the first question. Maybe let's game plan before I cast the spell, so we're not fumbling while he's
Mhm.
trying to answer.
Yeah.
The first question I'm going to do, I can't, if he signed this, if I say, do you recognize this? If it's something new to him, he won't understand it, right?
That would be, from how I
Well,
know.
so you're asking
If
if
if I say, did you sign this? And he did sign it, right? If this piece of paper with this, if he recognizes it, then it's a suicide and we move on and everybody high fives. But if he
gotcha.
doesn't recognize it, I mean, we've the first question, boom, there and done. And then we can go
That's
from
fair.
there.
Yeah,
Lucius,
that's
do you
fair.
agree? Is that a good question?
And he goes, I can agree to that.
Okay. That's the only thing I can think of. It's a very basic thing. I'm, as you said, Lucius, very new to this. I agree. I'm not always the sharpest tack, but um, I will. I think with a few of us thinking about them, we have a few more questions, four more. So is there anything else you would want to ask, Andrew, Lucius?
I need to see how he responds to the note to
Yes.
figure out which
I
we
would
should
like
ask.
to take questions piece by piece.
Okay, riffing it. We're riffing it. And then Jed's gonna like, so it's bardic magic, so it's a little different.
Mhm.
You have my lyre, Andrew. May I have
Oh
my
yeah.
lyre?
Yes, you may have my lyre.
Oh yes, I did give it to you. I forgot. It was a long time ago. Burning incense is the component, so just for fun's sake, we'll say there's something like that. I think it would be really funny. How long does it take? Duration? It's only an action, so it takes me 6 seconds to do. So like, I don't know. I guess I'll pull out my the lyre and I will it's verbal components and I'll start saying something like, and each pluck of the string is like getting softer and softer and muter and muter and muter until it's completely silent, and then almost like the sound starts to repeat at the corpse, and then the I don't know what the corpse does. I'm guessing it sits up or something.
That's all it does. It just does that, and just yeah. It's not even sitting up. It's just turning its head, and its eyes meet yours. Which,
Okay.
by the way, the whites of his eyes are now like gray, and his irises are like also like very cloudy. Um, he's not like decomposing quite. Doesn't look like, but he ain't aging well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll basically just ask. I'll say ask the question basically that I went over with everybody. I'll basically hold up the piece of paper, and I will say, Thomas Croft, did you sign this particular piece of paper?
No.
And we have 10 minutes. So nobody ask any questions. Oh no, I can't ask any questions. That wasn't a question. That was a statement. We're not having a Dungeons and Dragons movie kind of
Dang it!
situation, you asshole.
Okay, so he said no. Um,
Just as I suspected.
uh, Lucius is going to say, we should ask him if he knows who his murderer is.
Ah, yes.
Basic. A very easy answer. A question. Yes. Thomas Croft, do you know who killed you? Three left, boys.
All right, detectives, what can you think of? I'm intrigued.
Sleep, so he probably doesn't know what happened.
I'm gonna set a timer for 8 minutes and
Oh,
49
curse you.
seconds
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
because it's been almost 2 minutes. So
Curse
we
you.
have about 8. Well, it's fair. It's 10 minutes.
I
And we're
know.
playing in
Yeah,
real
no, that's
time.
fair.
I know it's
That
fair,
is
but
fair.
I was hoping
That
you
is
wouldn't
fair.
do that because I want it unfair.
All right. Well, Ben, you got anything?
Suppose we should ask if there's anyone he suspects did it to him. Would want him dead.
You said anyone he suspects?
Yes. How would you think we should phrase that? Lucius?
Well, if he doesn't know who killed him, why am I thinking about this like I don't know the answer to all this? No, you know what? I can do that. No, if he is honestly, if he doesn't know who killed him, I mean, there's ultimately, it's up to you guys. You're the actual players. There's a lot of different ways you could go about it. You could.
Not to rush, but we're on the clock.
I know. No, you guys by all means speak up if you have anything, or if you just want to ask.
I asked Lucius how he wanted to phrase it.
Okay.
Question like, who if, would he suspect someone of murdering him for like anyone, like his daughter secretly wants his wealth or something like that?
Shoot. It could be. Yeah, I mean, you could ask. Yeah, Matt.
Is there anyone you suspect what did kill you?
You're straight up asking him.
I think it has to be me.
I'm that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
The
okay.
question should be towards Jed.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Or just how you want.
Thomas Croft.
Mhm.
Was there an obvious murder in your mind?
An obvious murderer, he said.
Oh, an obvious murder, meaning someone you suspected.
Mm. Too many.
Cool. 2 left. I'll say to the others very carefully. No questions. Fuck, Doug's gonna listen to me so hard. We know that he was killed now. Not a question. Literally. Not a
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
Like you can see Jed focusing so hard because I'm actually having to focus so hard.
Focus, but time limit.
Mm-hmm.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we know someone killed him. So it's not like we have to. He's not going to know anything about it. Most people don't know who murdered them unless it was like a brutal bam bam. I am going to ask him, this is not a question, this is a statement, what the last thing he remembered was.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the two. I'm not asking a question with the nods. Like Jed's taking this so
Yeah.
seriously. And
Yeah.
this is the first time Jed's ever used this spell, so just bear with
Yeah.
Jed. Jed will look and say, Thomas Croft, what is the last thing you remember?
Kenku
Yes.
and Scorpion. I just saw Matthew go through like 5 different emotions just then.
Because I was about to just like ask a question out loud as Jed and then be like, oops. Like I literally almost did it and I'm like having to
Like,
focus so hard.
Do you smell that?
No.
It falls over.
I will look at the others and say nothing because I would be a question. So I'll just look at the others and be like,
I think the last thing to do is
I
to
believe
try
we
and
have
find.
about 3 minutes.
The last thing, I don't think there's anything else we can ask him except maybe try and find some sort of flaw in anyone's alibi. If anyone we find the most suspicious, maybe ask something that cooperates with their story. Yes.
No, never mind.
I have a question. It might seem silly, but it's a question and we can't think of anything else and we don't have much time left. So I think we have enough information. This might be a throwaway, but I think it'll be a good one. Okay.
What
I'm going to ask what he normally eats for breakfast.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask him.
Thomas Croft. What do you normally eat for breakfast, man?
Porridge, coffee, bacon.
Peace.
That does go with the. I didn't write that down. Did you write down her alibi, Jed?
She said porridge and bacon. I don't remember the coffee. She might have said it, but I'm going to go ahead and say Jed does not remember. Because when you were spouting that stuff off when they were saying it, I should have written it down fast enough and I didn't ask her to repeat it. So but now that I have what he said, I can just go and be like, hey, what did you make for breakfast this morning? What did you say? What was that? And then after, I'm guessing he like the magic that was in him, like just kind of like seeps out and turns into notes in the air and just becomes silence. And he's just gone. And I will look at the others and say, I don't think we should tell the family members that we did that, though, regardless.
I think this will be the first time in this entire adventure that I can agree with you on something.
And it seems
Okey-doke.
like you were wrong. This is a murder.
Hmm. Perhaps. Though assisted suicide in and of itself is indeed a murder.
Ooh, we just ran out of time.
Well,
So, is the law against this assisted suicide organization?
no, completely legal.
When was it founded? Like, who started it? Just businesses, or how was it? How was it brought into law? Like,
Hmm. Gentlemen, unfortunately, I do not have all the answers regarding other people's business. However, you are always more than welcome to go there yourself and ask them. I'm sure they would have delightful, splendid, happy answers for you concerning the suicide assistance program.
okay. I just shot a big detective. And he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. Like I said, I'm not going to step on it. It's his investigation. You couldn't have made him with a Boston accent. I'm just kidding. Okay. How to go forward? Well, first of all, and I'll turn to Lucius and I'll be like, it's your investigation. We're just helping. I do know of a certain.
I'm sure he already figured that when we talked to Artie about it. He was in the room. We've got.
Wait, so are you telling him about the?
There's no way he didn't hear us talk to Artie about it. We were in the exact same room.
Oh, we're okay. Were you? Because I was not sure if everyone was in the room at that time. If that is the case, then Lucius will add on by saying, "Well, gentlemen, I believe that we do have our primary suspect. However, finding him will be an entirely different matter. Now, as this is a professional ordeal, I will take it into my own hands to make sure that the suspect is apprehended, if that is okay with you. In the meantime, feel free to chat about a bit longer. I have things I must do, but I'll return, and I suppose if anything fishy happens, you guys can be the first to inform me. I always appreciate new interns." Any questions or thoughts or remarks or comments to him before he?
Not for him.
No.
Not for him. Okay. So he marches on out. Before he does, though, he actually comes back for a second. He goes, "Oh, and I hate to make you feel robbed of your small. I will need to confiscate that particular letter, as well as the feather, for evidence, of course."
Andrew?
I don't have the letter, and I didn't touch the feather. It's still in the window. If he gets it.
I can say I'm rather impressed that you didn't tamper. He goes over and, crack, crack. He goes over and he slips the paper out of the pocket. He opens it again. Okay. Tucks it into his little jacket. Gets the feather and gives it like a smell. Sure enough, I believe that you may have been right on point. I'll get this turned into the authorities, and we will have the brute found and most likely executed by morning. I'm proud of you, gentlemen. Good work. And he turns.
I'm gonna try and go downstairs before him. Just quickly, like just rush downstairs. But no, just
you go up before him, kind of in a hurry, and he turns to Jen and he goes, "Is he always like this?"
Yes.
Before he gets downstairs, I wanted to see if I can go and talk to the mother real quick.
You want to talk to the mother?
Yes. Just like
Okay.
burst through the door. Where is she? No.
Have I got questions for you? Oh, I just got done talking to your dad. I mean, reading his journal. No. Okay, yeah, she's there, and at this point, it's just her and the fat man that was by the redheaded lady. They're kind of chatting a little bit.
So,
Yes, what can I help you with?
might I ask, how did you how did you come upon Lucius?
Well, he's a detective from Silver City. It's the best money can buy, and we have a small amount, although the bills have been high. I figured that I would get the best there is. Anything for my father, of course. Um, I mean, why do you ask?
Just so he did not come to you of sorts. You found him out. You found him to hire him.
Yes, I mean, I found him. I went to the detective agency and found the best one of the lot.
And who is this? This I just point to this man that we've completely ignored.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, who the hell is that? Okay. And the man just kind of. My name's Norman. I'm Stavi's husband. What can I help you with? What do you want?
I was just wondering. You said Starvey was like a maid, right?
Housekeeper. Yeah.
The caretaker for
Caretaker.
Thomas. Yeah.
Okay. So do you live here as well with Starvey?
Indeed, we do. Have to keep up with everything. What about it? You think we did this or something?
Don't put words in my mouth, there, sir. I was just wondering what you saw that night.
That was a good fucking line there, fucking Ben. Holy shit.
Ballsy. I'm sorry. What was your last remark? I was held up on that. Come back.
I said, I was just wondering what you saw. This morning. What had happened before it happened. It timed. I said it better when I said it, but
Sorry, that's my
That's
bad.
okay. No, I got caught up in the moment. I really appreciated that.
I became your
remark.
hype man.
Well, just to clarify anything, I wasn't here when it happened. I was at work at the apothecary. That's my job. But now my wife, poor thing. You see, she works so hard. Between us, and he kind of like is stepping away with you, like to kind of separate
Yeah, I'll follow.
from Martha and stuff. Thomas, he never gave my Stavi the pay that she rightly deserved. No, we're working two jobs and can barely make ends meet. The way I sees it, I say, for the years of service and underpay, I wouldn't shed a tear if all the masters of this house met a fate sooner than later. At least she'd actually have something to make of all these years. No, last night I wasn't in the house. I worked down the apothecary, like I said, it's just in the south side of First Chase. I'll tell you what, though. I head out a few hours before sunup. Empty roads, quiet, good time of day to collect my herbs and other ingredients. But on the way to work, however, I could have sworn I saw Martha leaving a tavern. It looked like she had a man with her. The fog was too thick, though. Guess now ain't no time to be spreading rumors, though, anyhow.
This man, was he human?
Human. I was only fortunate to recognize her. Fog was too thick. Tall man, though. No, didn't catch his face.
Any obvious features?
Uh,
Oh, I think I remember one thing. Can't tell nobody else who told you this.
Word of
But
honor.
this stranger, he was linking arms with Martha. Bet you're comfortable for a married woman, I do say. All know about this chap. Had a tattoo of a scorpion on his arm.
And gentlemen, I have to end it there for tonight. I'm sorry. I have to get up early for work and I still got laundry to do. But I will here, I'll go ahead and start recording so I don't lose everything.